And let me actually launch the game. That would be helpful.
Yes. Okay, we are live on Twitch and YouTube. Did you get pinged with the Steam event?
I don't know, actually. I don't think it popped up, but sometimes it doesn't for me too, so.
I just edited it and then set it to live now instead of the predetermined time I had it set it for. Because I typed it like 30 seconds before it started.
Oh yeah, let me tweet.
We are just getting set up here. We're going to be going over some of the amazing submissions we got for the boss challenge we've been running this past week. As well as announce the overall winner, as well as some runners-up and some honorable mentions. We're really just blown away with everything everyone submitted. We're just trying to get set up here, and then we'll kick things off.
Chicken is loading. Yeah. Yep, got the event.
Okay.
Hooray! I'm here.
Aha, above me.
Hello, hi. Oh, a nice clear area. This will be nice.
Yes, yes. I picked the beach so that it's very clear we can see everything. I might change the time here to something a little bit later in the day. Ooh, it's a little too red. Let's try morning. There we go. That's good.
Hey, John's here. Hi, John.
Hey, guys.
Hey, I will go ahead and put John back up on the camera here. There he is. Perfect. Okay. So, we had, for anyone who didn't know about this, you're getting to find out about it after the fact, we've been running a contest this week to design a boss for chicken. The criteria was that what we were looking for is something that met the minimum requirements, which had to be under 2400 build orb limit, which if I were to just start a creature editing here so everyone can see what that is. This number in the upper right here, this orb limit had to be less than 2400. And then otherwise, we were looking for stuff that was fun to fight against, that moved kind of cool. It should look like a boss, and it should move and be able to attack and fight without hopefully glitching out or having any major issues. So to start, we'll show off a couple of the more outlandish ones that we absolutely loved but didn't necessarily make it to the final cut. So I'm bringing up, so all these are available on Steam Workshop. All you'd have to do is either search within the Steam interface for Boss Challenge, or even just scrolling through and looking for anyone who submitted Boss Challenge creatures.
We'll put up a collection too, so that they're all in one place and you can subscribe.
Yep. So very easy to get at. And you can see there we had 30-something submissions.
56.
56 submissions.
That we considered for judging.
Right. And they range from absolutely terrifying. Some are just so absolutely huge that they could completely ignored the orb limit. Okay. terrifying. And others were really, really neat. So I'll bring in a couple of our group favorites. I'm trying... So here's one early on that we saw, Cattail Plant. I'm going to bring this one in first just because it is... This fits in very much with the style of the current bosses in the game, which is both a good and a bad thing. It was really neat, though, seeing all these tails and everything.
That's just awesome.
Yeah. Again, it moves great, bounces great. So I wanted to give this one an honorable mention for coolest use of tails.
Yeah, they're distracting you while it attacks you. It's a good. Oh God, John, are you okay?
That slinks out of him. There we go. That looks boss-like.
Yep. And then there's a couple others that grabbed our attention immediately as we started to see it. And one I want to bring in real quick here is the Human. So this one had some of the greatest screenshots coming in, like looking at it in the workshop. But then when we actually brought it into the game, it does well in some ways, but others not so much. So the way it looks at you is just fantastic. But as you can see, he's not a very good fighter.
He's just the weirdest thing ever. It's great. I like his little hula skirt.
His expressions, yes, he looks really great, but just totally does not function well as a boss. Hi to Chompy Gator and Rowdy Rough Muffin and Lord of Dragons on Twitch and YouTube.
Yes. That's Rowdy's too, that Human.
Human, yes.
Human.
Looks fantastic, but just... he does not function great.
He'd be very easy to take out in a fight.
Yes. Also,
I'm afraid to hit him.
Yes.
Sorry.
I'll do one more notable mention just for now. We have lots of notable mentions because so many of these are really cool. I wanted to bring in this one, the Crawley Abomination. So this one is all spider based. If we were looking specifically for, hey, what'd be a cool spider to fight? Here you go.
Oh yeah, this one's great and creepy.
Yes. So
this is by Squid King.
Yes. Let's see, just good, well under the speed, the orb limit, decently, not super fast, but the attack and the endurance is great, and it has all these spider mouths to really mess you up with. Probably the only thing holding it back is it lacked a little bit of personality because I don't even know if there's eyeballs on this.
Hey, there. The bottom.
Ah, there they are hiding. Yes, and while it looks great, and honestly, I could definitely see this be brought into the game as like a unique guy. Didn't feel quite boss-like.
Yeah, it'll be around somewhere probably.
Yes. And one more because he's asking about it in chat. We have the nail clipper.
Oh yeah, nail clipper. Yeah, this one was great too.
Another really funky-looking creature. And unfortunately, he
name is perfect.
Yes. The only thing that would have kept this guy out from contention, as you can see, is it's probably my fault that being one of the main program working on the animation system is the back neck has some issues when the front tries to attack.
Yeah, there were a couple creatures entered that had like dual heads on front and back.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely seeing how cool and creative you guys are with it. It's something that definitely is going to make it in for next time I'm looking at how can I improve the animation system. I want to make that look good. So those will definitely be used as a way to look at that. So yes, now let's move on to... let me pull up my listing here to make sure I got the right one. Some of our runners-up. And then we'll do the winner, and then we'll talk about other really neat ones. So the first runner-up I'm going to show off, when I first saw this one in the screenshot, I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And walking around, I'm like, okay, that's a little interesting. Then I saw it attack, and I was like, oh wow, this thing is the most terrifying attack I've seen in the game. There are some animation bugs with it, and like I said, the initial look wasn't great, but it's Arms by Jelly Butter. So I'll go ahead and bring him in.
Oh boy.
It's gonna hug you, John. It's gonna hug you.
We'll bring in a little wild chicken here. See what he thinks of it. So you can see it has some issues trying to eat and do other stuff like that, but I mean, this attack.
Look at that attack. Oh man.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yes, as it tries to now chase down John.
Hugs, John, hugs.
If this was strictly how it looked in combat, I mean, that action it has right there is great boss attack fodder.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what made this one a runner-up. As John slowly tries to whittle it down. We don't have damage on right now.
Are you slingshotting it? Are you slingshotting it?
I mean, I could turn on damage if you want to make it a little more interesting, but we would get killed very quickly with no creatures against a lot of these. So that's our first runner-up. Our next runners-up. This one functions really well as a boss and looks really neat. Definitely a few things that I'll point out when we bring it in that held it back a little bit. But the Cow Spider by Ramenhar.
Yes.
Pronouncing usernames is always a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 5 heads on this one. It's got this really great crab body. It works
Tiny
really
little
well.
tail.
Yep. It's able to eat well. It functions really well. And it's got the dragon fire attack. Let's see if we can get these two to fight each other.
Go, go, go.
Oh, the arms took it down. Oh man. That pounce attack is just so intense.
Reach on this guy.
But what we liked about it was, so oftentimes when we do challenges like this, we end up with a lot of creatures that use the same parts. It's usually, we're going to use some, we'll use some turtle shells. We'll throw these things on here, and we loved that it brought in. I'll bring it in again. The part selection here really made it look very different than a lot of the other stuff, and that's always a big factor when we want to build our bosses. So we got 2 cow mouths, 2 spiders, and a dragon, and then a beetle body with the dragon tail and the things. It's just, as a group, it was very nice to see something a bit different like this. And it fights really well. It makes for, while it might not do great against this other boss, there it goes. Now it's using its abilities. That'll help a lot.
Ooh,
fighting this as a player felt really good. So that was part of our judging criteria is we did actually try to fight these creatures. Its attacks are well displayed ahead of time, and they're somewhat dodgeable without being too dodgeable. It made for a really fun challenge. So that's what made this the the Cow Spider boss challenge submission another round. So we did
also kind of cute.
Yes.
It's nightmare and cute at the same. I don't know how that works, but it's also a little cute. It's the eyes, I think.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
To bring in just a bunch of the other submissions that we thought were really neat. So we have if there was a best hairdo category, we'd have this.
Oh, this is
Fuzzy Spider. Yes, Lord of D's fuzzy hairder.
This one I underestimated. I brought it in and was like, oh, it's probably going to be easy, but no, it...
Yes, yes. So a lot of these other creatures have tons of
Oh, that walk. Oh man.
That looks so good.
Tons of different mouths or attacks and everything. We had this, it's just a spider mouth, and it's got all this dog hair. This can't be that terrifying. You're looking at the stats, that's nothing to shrug about. And then as soon as it hits you, here, if I bring it up so we can see the speed and such, it's got an 11.2 movement speed, which is on the higher side. And then with the 51 attack, if it catches you, it's going to slow you, and then you're not going to get away. So that was just really neat.
Yeah, it's a tough one to fight.
In terms of something, I loved the screenshot on this one. We have the arachnophant.
Mm-hmm.
So this is great if you took the challenge of I wanted to make an elephant that looks like a spider. So it's got full 8 legs, 8 eyes, the spider mouth, and then it's got these. They use the tusks to create kind of a surround for it. So it ends up acting like, oh, this is what a spider elephant would work like.
This is by Grocker?
Yeah, sorry, I skipped over the name there really quick.
It's okay. Once you bring them in, you have to run, so...
Yes, yes.
Be paying attention. Oh man, did it just kneel?
Yes.
That was crazy.
Well, it's the sit/kneel animation for the elephant is much more of a straight leg type thing, so it ends up really... It's able to eat well. You can see walking around, it looks like you would expect it to look. So that was cool. Mm-hmm. We have a couple that were a little bit too big and terrifying, so I'll bring in a couple of those. This one was called Fate, and just completely ignores the limit. But sounds great, and it's rideable. Which if I wanted to... Yes.
Oh no, oh no. Oh no.
But it is way, way over the limit here.
That turn, like it turned on a dime. That was
yes. It's at a 7,000 orb limit, so this would represent about 3 different submissions. Another that, yeah, the way it tips up on the turn is interesting. We had Spy Cakes, brought in the Land Kraken early on, which is a terrifying conglomeration of octopus parts and other such, and you can see, it's just over the limit.
Oh yeah, it was like just over.
But I wanted to make sure I noted it because we really love his things, and this does actually work pretty well as a boss. It's got a little bit of an interesting movement to it because of the snake mouth on the bottom front here ends up being like the go-to mouth to do stuff, and that causes these crazy tips and turns on the top.
Oh yeah.
So it's not glitched, but it looks a little bit like it. So that's along with it being just over the limit is a bit tricky.
Oh, his angry face.
Yes.
Run away.
Okay, so next we'll go ahead and reveal the winner. So when trying to find a winner, our main criteria was, like I said, it had to be under the orb limit. It had to look good in game. It had to move well and fight well. And fight with it had to really feel like a boss encounter. That being said, in no way are we limiting ourselves to only ever using just this one in the game. Ideally, we'd love to have a lot of these in the game because they are really awesome and creative. And yeah, so I'll go ahead. The winner is Runihara Thanatos by Ultimate Oddball.
This one is a beast.
So, yes, it has 161 attack. The way they've constructed the body here, if I bring this up real quick. So you can see they used a main, basically an eye shape of the main blocks here, and they did it in such a way that it allows the whole creature to twist and rotate as it walks along. They then included these bottom blocks to basically beef it up, as well as give a little bit more structure to the shape. They managed to get the dragon wings on and oriented correctly, which is a feat in of itself. And then They went with a trio of mouths, which make it really difficult to fight and really interesting thing. But yeah, 161 attack. Movement speed of 11, and it's got these great elephant ears on the top, which help to frame the eyes. So when you look at it, when it looks at you and faces you, you can see like the expression on the face. So it ends up hitting kind of all of the bells and whistles, and then fighting it was a real challenge. So you can see we are just under the orb limit, and here's the rest of the stats on the right if you're interested. So
yeah, fitting all that in under the orb limit was pretty impressive.
Yes.
And still making it hard to fight and move well. Ah.
So we'll give it a sacrificial chicken.
Oh, that chicken is...
Incinerate it.
It's also like it turns well, so it's kind of hard to... You have to dodge it really well. Whoa.
This is a fun submission I saw from earlier today, which is a cheerleader. Thought I'd bring that in to cheer on our winner.
Yay! Congrats to the winner!
Yay! And it's flying away. So, dealing with something like this was a lot of fun. Because essentially the only way to deal with a boss like this is to start to really wear it down. So you gotta be able to trigger its attacks there and survive it. We had a lot of other really fun submissions as well, so this one is really great in terms of how it looks and moves. So the functionality of this one is a little tricky, because I think there's a bug in the current pre-release or somewhere that's allowing you to basically attach, or this tail itself is bugged. You should never be able to attach a mouth to a tail. But it does. It's working. Well, it's not actually. It's using just this one. Right. It's using just this one. These two connection points to do all of its rotation along with the front. So it moves around. It almost works.
Yeah, almost. It can't really attack you, which is why.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make a good boss, but it looks really cool.
Yes. And yes, Rowdy Ruff. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, this user also has a bunch of robo replicate creatures, like a stingray robot and a bunch of other stuff. You should check them out.
Yep.
On
I just want to note the bunny cheerleader is by one of our viewers on Twitch today, Rowdy Ruff Muffin, which it's just like I'll bring another one. It came out absolutely perfect.
That leg up.
Pretty creative.
Yes, really love what you did with we've made a lot of bunny creatures, and this one is just it's so great.
Oh, Nail Clipper beat the Scorpion mech. Good job, Nail Clipper.
So please, we'll put together a full subscription so you can see all these awesome things. Some of them came in a little late, so they didn't necessarily get considered fully. Like this was a really neat cat boss here. I think was submitted today.
Yeah, a couple days late, but it's pretty cool. We're also keeping a list too, so
yeah,
that's awesome. I like the cat one.
Yeah.
Just because it didn't win doesn't mean it won't end up in the game at some point.
Yes.
And then we'll also, when we post the list, let us know what your favorites are too, because then we'll do like a people's choice, and you can.
Yep.
We'll know which ones you guys like, and we can add those to the game also. Oh. And he's done. Now he fell asleep.
It's tiring. Well, that's when you have all those abilities. That's kind of the only thing that it knocks out your endurance very quickly. This was a really neat one. Has a little trouble walking and doing things, but makes great noises.
Yeah, there was a lot of great stuff. We'll post the whole list, because if you want to just take time and go through them, it's really fun to look at them all.
This was a really fun one.
That's really good. What's this called?
The Bubble
Burt?
Yes.
Yeah. That's also by Rowdy Ruff, I think. I remember right.
Yes, Bubble Bart. Bubble Burt was by Rowdy Rough Muffin as well. We had
Oh,
some
the
other.
cheerleader's on fire. The cheerleader is
The
on fire.
cheerleader is on fire. Cerebus, mythological three-headed dog.
This is actually really hard to fight and deadly too, but it's also really cute.
Yes. This one is actually, so if you want a fun creature to ride around, we have the Wild the Block by Tycho the Pug.
Oh yeah, this is Tycho's, yeah. Put a saddle on this, and then with that attack on the neck, cut him out, basically.
Yep.
I'm just getting... Are you okay, John?
Hmm?
They're like all over you over here.
Oh no, I'm just watching.
Oh, they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
Get him, Greg.
Burn!
Nice. Yeah, that one's really fun to ride around. Like, I would totally tame that and just use it as my battle mount.
So yeah, so that's just like we didn't even spawn all of them. There was a ton of great submissions. So we'll put together a full collection for you guys to check out. This one was fun because it used the new chicken blocks.
Oh yeah, that attack was also really good. Like, its arms will come forward and incinerate you with its fire.
Yes. A quest to bring human into the mix here. Isn't so much fight as just gets killed by other stuff. Just like a real human, you know, like in this sort of world. Where is he? Human.
Just make weird faces while he does it. You know, hula skirt.
Yes. And because today is December 1st, here is Snowman I whipped up earlier
Oh, yes.
today. Go, my snowman!
Can't really, he's just kind of observing.
Ah!
Legs don't quite touch the ground. Oh, there it goes. Alright.
Snowman versus human.
No. Oh, they're both my creatures. I'm trying to tell it to attack. I'm like, why isn't it listening to me? Let's take out this monster. Go get it, snowman.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. I just wanted to show the snowman headbutting.
Ah,
So again, thank everyone. The submissions were absolutely fantastic. We love checking them out and seeing how creative you guys. It's one of our favorite things about Chicken is how awesome, how it enables you guys to create all these awesome and amazing stuff. And we'll definitely be using these creatures both in the game as well as to inform how we want to make stuff in the future, as well as hunt down and fix bugs that you see with them.
and yeah, we'll do more contests for sure. Cause
Yes, yeah, we had really
these
great
are weird.
turnout on this, and we'll definitely, this is something we'll revisit again in the future, because, again, absolutely love it, and we're creating content that for you guys. You guys can spawn all of these bosses in your game and fight them.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good
fighting
luck.
them.
Be ready. Be ready if you're going to spawn them. Yes, Robert, the creator of the nail clipper thing was asking if by bugs, if we're talking about stuff like the neck on nail clipper. And yes, things like that will definitely be looked at. Specifically, how handling heads that face backwards, mouse that face backwards, how we use those to be different. And this guy is not taking any damage. He's just too big.
Yeah, it's hard
All
to
right.
get at him.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for us today. A shorter stream today because we have lots of stuff to get to work on. Lots of great new updates coming in the future. So we're going to go ahead and get back to work. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for your amazing submissions. We'll definitely let you know. We'll announce the next time we do a challenge like this, as well as put out some more material around where the new boss is going to be and how you can fight him in game.
Yep,
So
yep.
I think that just about does it for us. So again, thanks. If you're just checking this out for the first time, this was Chicken. We are live on Steam Early Access. We are a multiplayer survival building game where you build creatures to survive and do everything else in this crazy world. So please check us out.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.